Hello again, everyone. My name is Kaylin M. Lawrence, and I'm here with Africa International House, and we have a very good show for you guys today. But first, we're going to go ahead and introduce a few key points that we want to discuss. The mission of Africa International House is to serve as a center that exposes and educates all peoples to the individual works and collective contributions of African cultures. Our mission is addressed through our flagship program, the African Festival of Arts, and through other activities that promote African-based culture. Africa International House is an umbrella for linkages and exchanges of people from Africa and the African diaspora. You can find more information at this link right here, which is www.aihusa.org/about. Just to give you an idea of what that looks like, it's going to take you to our website and it's going to show you the information, the mission, which I just read you, the board of directors, and other information that would be helpful for those wanting to volunteer, seek employment, or things such as that. This next slide that we are seeing right now is the flyer for the African Festival of the Arts Gala. Tickets are currently on sale right now, and you can purchase them on the website. We're very, very excited to go ahead and show you guys like the different things that we have planned for the gala. The festival, of course, we have lots of lineups for celebrity appearances and entertainment and designers and models and different types of vendors. We have a very large lineup for both the gala and the African Festival of Arts. So we hope that you guys are ready. One thing that I would love to share with you guys, I really don't get on here by myself, but today, since I am by myself for the moment, I would like to share with you guys just a little bit of my experience last year at the African Festival of the Arts Gala. Now, I'm going to go ahead and pull up my blog post, and you guys can look at that. Now, although I didn't get to pull up my blog post, I'm going to go ahead and show that to you guys later. But for now, I just want to let you guys know that we have so many awesome opportunities and great things for you to look forward to with both the gala and with the African Festival of Arts. As we mentioned in the last episode, we are going to have a multitude of entertainers, Taylor Bennett, Wyclef Jean, Wizkid. We have so many awesome, Black and of African descent entertainers who are here to just rock your world. I know that I personally am very excited for it because last year I had the time of my life. Now I'm going to go ahead and try to pull up this blog for you guys because for some reason it just does not want to come up for me, but we're going to make this come up. How are you guys doing out there? I know that a lot of our viewers are Black entrepreneurs themselves, and I think that that's very, very great. I am actually in the process of pulling it up right now, so I'm going to go ahead and get that together for you guys. Here it is. Here's the photo. Now, as you guys can see, this was the photo I was trying to find to show you guys. This is a photo from the gala last year. And the photo from the gala last year that I'm showing you is a few of the models along with one of the designers, Giselle Smith. It was so amazing, you guys. We had the fashion show. Along with different musical presentations. We had poems and speeches and so many just awesome people who were able to come and present and just show their talents and give us a taste of various African cultures. And that's just a taste of what you will get to experience with the gala this year. So now that we have our guest, we're going to go ahead and introduce her. Hello, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Can you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us what you're on the show for?
My name is Felicia Fredericks, and I'm here to tell you guys today about Citizens for a Better Africa.
Wow, that is awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Can you go ahead and tell me just a little background info? What is that? What do you guys do? You know, how are you connected with Africa International House?
Okay. Well, we are a 501c3 not-for-profit organization, and we came together as just a group of global citizens. When I say global citizens, I mean people who live in this world. Anybody born in this world, regardless of where they are from, is a global citizen. So together we are global citizens who decided to just address a lot of the issues that are going on in Africa, and not just Africa, but things that affect our diaspora as well. I mean, in essence, anyone who has a color hue, you're a descendant of Africa, period. If you have any ounce of brown, and it's beautiful, there's never any reason to be ashamed of it, okay? Or deny it, or say, hey, I'm from wherever you're from. If you're brown, you're from the mother continent, okay? Okay. Mm-hmm. So we decided to come together and just address a lot of the issues that are going on in Africa. For example, we do orphanage and widows visits. And that yes, we do. And that just comes from the basic Bible principle telling us directly in James 1:27, look after the orphans and widows. They tell us again in Timothy, 1 Timothy, look after the widows and the orphans. So we do real visits, and we drop off hygiene supplies, let them know that, hey, God hasn't forgotten you, God loves you, He's still here. We also do STEM, not STEM, we do STEAM. That is science, technology, engineering, arts and design, and mathematics. And we do that education for mostly socially, economically disadvantaged groups, such as girls. Girls in Africa are highly disadvantaged. If you find an educated girl in Africa, that girl is truly blessed indeed. We also address those who are struggling. Some parents, some households are single parent households. Some households are no parents. They literally have an older sibling looking after everybody.
Yeah.
Yes, and we help such disadvantaged families through school, through scholarships. And we also understand that not everybody will go to a standard 4-year university.
Yes.
We are big on vocational training. Yes, we are. Like, that's where the science, the STEAM, because we do science, but science can be anywhere. A lot of people who do computer science and things, they were just knick-knacking on in their garages or in their own. A lot of hackers did not go to school, you guys. They just were playing around on their computers and whatnot. Even when we say technology, we mean also automotive technology, like those who are mechanics, those who work in aviation and things like that. There's plenty of career options in technology that do not require a 4-year degree. We also do vocational things like tailoring. This is one of the works that were made, as well as jewelry making, such as these earrings, as well as like cosmetology. Now,
wow.
oh girl, hair braiding, hair braiding in Africa is huge.
Yes.
Yeah, but you got to learn. A lot of them learn from their mama, sister, friend type of person. But then to take that and turn it into a business of making money, that is a different situation. So we put students through, and individuals, even people who are not students, through like entrepreneurship training, how to network and meet the right people and have the right resources available to them so that, they can have even fiscal management, money management, Some people get that hot first sale and blow it right off, the excitement and everything. But we do teach fiscal responsibility. We just believe that, a lot of the help and the solutions that Africa needs are right within Africa. Yeah, a lot of times we are going out and say, hey, this entity, come and help us, and this entity that's red, come and help us, like I'm just hinting here and there, like there's a lot of, uni people, that come and help, and, USAI, not going to finish the rest, come and help, but we feel like, as Citizens for a Better Africa, that the help is from within. We have the resources, we have the brain, we have the technology, we have the know-how. It's just a matter of doing it. A lot of us sit around and talk about what we want to see change and things like that, but not only do we talk about it, because yes, we brainstorm and we talk about it, but we also take action towards doing it. And we also wanted a way where people can feel confident in where they're sending their money to. Some people are leery. They say, well, how do I know that what I'm sending is actually being... That I was one of those people. Let me not say other people. I was one of those people where you used to see the poor child on television and they'll say, oh, come help, blah, all of that. And I used to say, oh, man. But then I'll have this scratching my head like, how do I know that's really, the help is really getting to them?
That's true.
Exactly. So I became the answer to that question. I said, you know what? If I do this myself, I know for certain that the money is getting to where it's supposed to be and to whom it's intended for. So right now we have operations in 8 countries across Africa. The countries include Ghana, Nigeria, Gambia, Guinea, Rwanda, yes, Zimbabwe, Kenya, and Cape Verde. Okay, so those are the 8 countries that we're currently working across. And I thank those who are partners, because Citizens for a Better Africa could not do this without partners. To say that we're doing this on our own is an outright lie. We rely on our partners. We collaborate. We do collective work. We are blessed enough to have people who are holding down the fort in these respective countries that are not 419ers, that's a little local slang for scammers. They're not Yahoo boys. That's also a local name for, scammers. These are legit, professional people who are down for the cause, who too understands what the needs that are within their countries. In fact, our partners are former Mandela Washington Fellows, which was started by the Obama administration and is still going, even though Obama has
left office.
Transitioned. Yes. So we have those who we've partnered with as Citizens for a Better Africa are Mandela Washington Fellows who, mind you, in Africa, there are 38,000 brilliant people who apply for this fellowship. And only 1,000 are selected and are scattered across the U.S. for a fellowship. So that is literally the top 2% of Africa's brightest are amongst these fellowships. And for CBA to be like, that is our team, that is our framework were designed by them, and we have a lot of our programs that we run are developed, planned, implemented, and evaluated by these very people, including myself and members of the board that are here in the United States. We have a phenomenal team of people who are just as vested in the public trust and accountability as we are. Mm-hmm. So they don't play with their credibility, they don't play with their name, they don't play with anything that concerns them, their organizations that partner with us, their people, Citizens for a Better Africa, and those who support basically the cause. Some other programs that we also do, we have a scholarship that's set up for those who want to go through some sort of vocational training. Because sometimes that 4-year, I understand 4-year schools, you guys are doing your thing, and we appreciate those, yes, but you also got your 8-week schools and your 16-week schools and your 1-year programs and your 2-year programs that make some of the best everyday people that we know. So we don't ever want to discredit or discount those who are not necessarily adapt to books, but then can use their hands and their talents very well.
I think that's a great point that you brought out. I noticed that a lot of organizations, when they offer scholarships, it's only for university. Right. And as somebody who didn't go to university, I got accepted to many of them, but I chose, just looking at the long term, my desire to be an entrepreneur at a young age, yes. It was better for me to go to 2-year college, get my degree, and then I graduated with like 4 certifications to go with the degree. I just knew that that was better than, getting a 4-year degree at that time. So I love that you think about those people.
Thank you. I'm glad that you are walking testimony as to you are a product of a non-traditional school or training. And yes. She's a lovely product, you guys. Thank you. So again, especially with the African culture, they stress with this doctor, engineer, lawyer, mm-hmm. And we are like, well, you got everyday people. And yes, and the world thrives on everyday people. Your car breaks down, you're not going to take it to a doctor nor a lawyer. You might take it to an engineer, but that's not their level of expertise. You're going to take it to the mechanic mm-hmm. who went through that vocational training. Yes. When you want your hair done, mm-hmm. okay, and you want your makeup laid, you're not going to go to mm-hmm. a doctor, lawyer, engineer. Guess what? More than likely, you're going to go to the sister who got her cosmetology license or, who, learned the trade or learned from whomever. So never discount anybody who's like just perfecting their craft, and that's what we're here for, to encourage people to perfect their craft. There's nothing to be ashamed of. We also encourage self-esteem and empowerment because Africa, in essence, and Africans and people in the diaspora are going through an identity crisis. And this is the identity crisis is a result of people not fully embracing who they are, where they're from, or not knowing fully who they are and where they're from. Mm-hmm. So it's like we're trying to say, hey, you are beautiful. Hey, you are worthy. Hey, especially with girls and women, because girls yes. and women go through a lot.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. You are beautiful. You are worthy. You are who you are supposed to be. And if you don't feel that you are working toward being who you're supposed to be. Yes. I never want, because some of the guys say, hey, we need help too, and we have programs with Citizens for a Better Africa for guys, definitely, but we do have some emphasis on girls and women only because a lot of girls and women do not get educated, or at least not at the level of their male counterparts.
That's true.
Yes, and recently, Citizens for a Better Africa has partnered with the Hayat Foundation, that's in Nigeria, to bring disabilities awareness to Africa. Right now, babies that are born with various disabilities, whether it be neurological or physical, are at times looked upon as curses. Oh. Yes. Sometimes they're quietly killed. Sometimes they are put away. Sometimes they're put in orphanages. Mm-hmm. And we are here to say that, hey, there's no mistake here. They are here, and mm-hmm. they are useful, and you can learn a lot, and they can learn a lot too. So we want them to not be ashamed of their children with these conditions. And the main thing is to first educate and bring awareness and enlighten those back in Africa and here too, because sometimes, you know, disabilities awareness is technically relatively recent and new here. There's certain, we can't even say the R word without getting backlash. You know, before we could say the re word, I'm not gonna finish it, regularly. You know, now everyone is like, oh yeah, no, that's not cool. And all these ADA accessible, we see these disability accessible things. We could push the button and the door will automatically open. You know, that wasn't here all the time. The sidewalks that accommodate wheelchairs, that wasn't here all the time. So we are trying to brace that kind of awareness in Africa so that we know it'll be a road, but at least that journey has to start with making one step. So that's where we are in making steps towards just bringing the enlightenment, and then perhaps one day Africa will adjust, and not Africa as a country, Africa as a continent, because they're depending on who you're talking to, it's 54 to 56 countries in Africa, so I can't name each one to talk about the myriad of issues. However, they're not unique to Africa. I mean, they're not unique to any particular country. So I'm just saying Africa as a whole. Like, we work across Africa, and we're also working towards bringing disabilities awareness in Africa.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today. We really appreciate you.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's truly a pleasure, and I hope anyone who has questions about Citizens for a Better Africa, we are definitely here to answer your questions.
Yes, you guys can find more information about her on the Africa International House social media. We're going to go ahead and close out with just a couple slides for you guys, and thank you again for watching.
Thank you.
This is just a slide from her website. You guys can go ahead and check out more information about her and her organization on Africa International House's social media. The African Festival of Arts Gala is coming up at August 18th at the DuSable Museum of African American History with performance from Regina Bell. Tickets are on sale now and can be purchased at aihusa.org. The 28th African Festival of Arts on Labor Day is also coming with WizKid, Taylor Bennett, and Heatwave, along with Wyclef Jean, which I also mentioned before. That will be September 1st through the 4th, and you can also visit our website for more information on that. So you guys have a great evening, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.